Okay, so OpenAI just came out with their new agent builder, and people are saying that it's going to be the end of Make.com or N8N. But let's test it out in this video to see what it's like, see how easy it is to build stuff with this, and can it really be the end of Make.com and N8N? So firstly, in order to find this OpenAI agent, you need to come over here to OpenAI platform. We're going to click in here, and in platform on the left hand side, we're going to scroll down here to build agents, agent builder, and then you can press open agent builder here. Over here in the agent builder, you can see I already have one made, but I'm going to come in here and create a new one, in which each new one that you create, you will always be given this right here, where you have your start node and your my agent node. The my agent node is essentially the AI agent that we're going to be building, or what you want this specific part of the AI agent to do. You can see over here we have a bunch of other stuff, like again it's the same node, which is agent. We have end, which is when you want it to end or when you want it to respond. We also have a note, where if you just want to leave notes on your workflows. We also have down here file search, so if we want our AI agent to be able to search through files. A knowledge base, maybe if we want to upload the documents of our company, the refund policy of our company, and we want the AI agent to use this to respond, then we would use this one. We also have MCP, and then we have some other workflow type of things down here. Now, in this video, I'm going to build an AI agent that is going to be able to search the web for us to either find us items if we're searching for maybe shoes or jumpers, but also it's going to be able to search for, let's say, restaurants if we want to search for restaurants, and it's going to be able to return the neat widgets, which again is another new update. You can see you can build neat widgets like this in order to output your answers from the AI agent. So firstly, over here we have the start node, and in this start node you have an input as text. In most of your scenarios, this is what you're going to use. You can see down here, and we can set some variables. So we can set, like, if we want the user to input a number or a boolean, like true or false. But in most of the scenarios, you'll just ignore that, and we will just input text. So it's like a chatting interface. Then over here, we're going to say to this assistant. Now, as I mentioned previously, we want to either search for items or search for restaurants. And in this, I'm going to tell this assistant, you're a helpful assistant firstly, and then I'm going to say you have to decide if this user is shopping for an item or looking for some restaurants. Now, obviously, in a real AI agent, it won't be this simple, but for us, just for the sake of this video, we're going to keep it nice and simple. So you can either look for items or find new restaurants for this person to dine in. You can see down here, then in the my agent, we're firstly going to give this a name. I'm going to call this classifier. And this is going to classify, obviously, again, if we're looking for restaurants or if this person is looking to shop. Now, you can see here we can also include the chat history. So do we want this AI agent to have context on what was previously said? Down here, we can choose the model that we want to use. We're going to stick with ChatGPT 5 as it's the smartest and obviously the most powerful. The reasoning effort, we can choose low, medium, high. I'm going to keep it at low. So you can see we can add a bunch of tools as well. So we have ChatKit client tool. We have an MCP server, so we can connect to our Gmail, our Google Calendar, Google Drive, and a bunch of other platforms like this. Obviously, there's not a lot here, and I'm assuming there's going to be more coming out. But you can see OpenAI isn't really going towards the HTTP request type of route or the webhook route. They're sticking more to the MCP. So that's maybe telling us where the industry is heading in the future. But anyways, we'll stick away from this for this video and keep it nice and simple. And then also you can see down here we have a text, JSON, or widget type of output. And then we have some other things which are not going to be too important in this video. They're really just how we want the AI agent to act. In most cases, you'll just keep that the same. Now, in this one, because this is a classifier, we're going to change it. Instead of being a text output, we're going to make it a JSON output. And in this JSON output, we want it to either output shopping or restaurants. As we said before, we're either going to shop for an item with the AI agent, or we're going to find restaurants. And in this, I'm going to add a new property, and we're going to say, we're going to call this decision. And in this decision, it can either be shopping or food. So the person's either shopping or looking for a place to get food. I'm going to update this, and now this AI agent is either going to output shopping or food. Now in this, we wanted to choose a route based on what the AI agent outputs. So I'm going to put an if else node here. So I'm going to connect this up to the if else node. And in this if else node, we're going to initially say if this person is shopping. So I'm going to give it the name as shopping, and we're going to say in here, if the decision equals shopping, then we're going to choose this route, and I'm going to throw this in two little colons. So if the decision equals shopping, then you're going to choose this route, and we're going to add another route down here. If the decision equals food, then we're going to choose this route. So I'm going to give it the name as food. If decision equals, let's get rid of that actually. If decision equals, again, food, then we are going to choose this route. Now there's our two routes. So it's either going to choose shopping or food. Now if it does choose shopping, we're going to bring it up here. We're going to select a new node, which again is going to be an AI agent node. And this node is going to find whatever item the user is looking for. So I'm going to say to this AI agent, I'm going to say, you are a shopping assistant for a user in which you will find the top 5 most likely matches to the user's input. We're going to keep it as simple as that. So it's going to find the top 5 matches to the user's input. We're going to keep all of this the same, except in here we're going to give it a tool, and the tool we're going to give it is the web search tool. So we're going to keep all this the same and press add, and now this AI agent is going to have access to the web. So whatever this user inputs, it can go and find that in the web. Now as you can see in here, this obviously doesn't have access to what the user has actually asked. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to come up here and I'm going to press create a new prompt, and in here is where we're going to put what the user's input is. So I'm going to do a double bracket like this, and I'm going to come down here and use the workflow input, which is essentially the message that the user sends over, and we're going to use this to input text from the user. Now in this, it's going to be able to go and find all of the details, or the 5 most likely matches for the user search. Now we want it to output in a neat way. If we keep this the same as it is, where the output format is text, then this AI agent is just going to output a blob of text saying, here's some matches. Maybe if the user asks for new shoes, it's just going to give them a list of shoes. But what we want to use is we want to use the new output format over here, as you can see, widgets. Now in this widget, we can create a new widget, or we can upload a widget. If you haven't created a widget before, then you're going to have to press create over here, and it's going to take you over to the widget builder. And this is going to build some widgets like these ones over here that have been previously built, just to make your outputs a lot neater. So I'm going to come back up here to create a new widget, and we're going to say something like, we are creating a shopping widget in which this widget will be giving a list of items with their info attached. We want the widget to display these items in a list format with their price, brand, reviews, and link to the product. And when we press enter, this is going to create that widget for us. And when we create this widget, then we can download it and give it back over to our AI agent. Now you can see over here, after the widget has completed, it outputs something like this, which is a preview of what it will look like after it is used in the chat. So you can see here we have the name of the product, we have the price, some details about the product like the reviews, the styles, hydro flask, all of these details. Now in order to get this widget, we're going to come up here and press download, and as you can see, it just downloads there. So I'm going to come back over here, and in this section I'm going to upload what we just downloaded, which is the shopping search widget. I'm going to open that now, and you can see the same style here, and we can press that in here. Now we can give this a quick test to see if this works before we create the food route. So I'm going to come over here, I'm going to preview this, and I'm going to send a message over, hey, I'm looking for the best headphones on the market with no budget. Now what this will do is, again, it will come in here as the start. So the first user's message will come in here. It will use this classifier route, and as you can see over here, the decision from that route was to choose shopping. So it came in here, in the decision was shopping. It would choose up here, in which it will go into this AI agent, and this AI agent will start to conduct all of the research to find the best headphones in the market with no budget. After it finds all the headphones, all of the details about the headphones, then it's going to output that little widget that we just created, and it's going to input all of them little details about the headphones that it's just found and give it to us in the chat in that neat widget style. So after it outputs all of the research, it gives us this widget with all of the headphones that the AI agent has been able to find. So you can see we have a bunch of headphones here. We can click show more, and it will give us more headphones. In production, we can go to all of these links to find these headphones, and we can give it an extra prompt to include the reviews and the type of style. So maybe if there's different colors, etc. But in here we have a bunch of different prices, like because we said no budget, obviously it's going to find the expensive ones. But yeah, it's able to find all the headphones that we need. If we were to say find us shoes, then it would go ahead and find us shoes. Now we already have that route finished, so we can conclude with that route. But the next route is going to be the food one. So it's going to be the exact same, where we come down here, we choose the AI agent node. So we're going to say to this one, you're an expert restaurant finder who will search for restaurants based on the user's input and output the best 5 closest to the user's ideal, and output the best 5 closest to the user's search. So we're going to do that now. We're going to give it this prompt. Let's just fix the spelling on this really quickly. Let's fix the spelling, and then again we're going to need to give it the user's input. So I'm going to come in here, I'm going to double click this, double click that, and put in the input text. So again, up here you're just going to create a new prompt and then give it the user's input by pressing double curly brackets, and then it will give you that variable. Now down here again, we want to give this access to the web search, so I'm going to click that, press add. So now for this one we need to create a new widget. So again, in here, let's create a new widget except for restaurants this time. And I'm going to come in here and say you need to create a widget to display a list of restaurants and their names, locations and reviews. So we're going to give it that now. Again, we're going to wait for this to output, and when it's finished outputting, then you can see we have all of the info over here, and we have the widget right here in which it will give us all of these details. So I'm going to download this. So I'm going to download that widget, upload it into here, and then you can see again we have the preview, and then we'll just click out of this, and now this is ready to go. So we can go back and forth with this agent, either trying to find stuff to shop, or we can find new restaurants. Okay, so let's come in here and test route number 2, which is the food route, and say something like, I am looking for the best pizza spot in London. And if we send that off, it should go through the agent route. It should detect that this person is asking about the restaurant, so it's going to be the food route. It's going to come down here and choose this agent, which is going to conduct all of the research on the best food or the best pizza restaurants in London. Then it's going to output it in that neat widget style that we already gave it, and we've mentioned to it not to output text, to output it as a widget, and then it should be able to give it to us. Now after this is completed, then we should be able to publish this live, and we'll be able to add it onto places like our website, or if we have an app built, we can add it into there. Okay, so after all of the reasoning, you can see it outputs the widget in which we have given it, and you can see it gives all of the stars of each restaurant. Now don't worry about all of this stuff. When it's in production, you can turn this off, so you don't have to use it again. But you can see here, gives us all of these pizza restaurants, and we can click in to go in and view the actual website. If you wanted to turn this off, all of this kind of reasoning stuff, then you can just click in here to one of the agents. So close this preview, click into the agent, come down here to the more section, and then just turn off display response in chat. Now, there's a very brief introduction. We haven't done anything crazy. You can imagine how complex these can get when you add in MCP. For example, if we wanted to add in this MCP, we could add in our Google Calendar. So if we wanted to maybe book in one of these restaurants, then we could add another route here and say if the user is looking to book it into their calendar, then go up here, connect to the Google Calendar route, in which it will book it directly into your calendar without you having to really do anything, by just giving it a date and time. Now that's a very brief introduction into this and what the OpenAI builder can do. If you want to publish this, you just come up here very simply and press publish, and it will give you, we can do it right now, just press publish, and it's going to give you all of the details that you need in order to put this on your website. So if we come in here, we can grab the code. So you can see here we have the ChatKit code. If you want to use ChatKit, if you want to go ahead and put it on your own domain on ChatKit, or here is the agent SDK, which is all of the code that you need. If you don't know what any of that means, just go into ChatGPT, give it to ChatGPT and tell it, how do I deploy this? But that's basically everything. If you like this video, make sure to leave a like and comment what you want to see next. Also, if you want to start your own AI automation agency and scale it to over 80k per month, like what my agency is doing, then click the first link in the description and we'll fast track you in order to get there.